because actor Christian Keys came forward and said he was raped or sexually assaulted. Pardon self. Maybe he's not telling the whole story. Maybe I didn't hear the whole thing. Maybe he was raped, but I heard the sexual assault. And it went a little something like this: a billionaire and a $3,000 heir. Christian Keys is the guy who's the $3,000 heir. He was only making $3,000, and this billionaire in the film industry. Now people are like trying to speculate who it is. I'm gonna say this, because this is my narrative to close out this podcast and this commentary. It don't matter who it was. It doesn't. Let me tell you the reason why it doesn't matter. Because I'm about to tell you some step-by-step strategies to decrease the likelihood that it could happen to you. No matter who it is, it don't matter. Most importantly, it don't matter who it is, because how many times have we known who it is? But that doesn't mean that it stops them from hurting others. Come on, man. We've seen the tapes before people got arrested. And after we seen the tapes, they kept doing it. After we knew that they were sleeping in the bed with children and giving them Jesus juice, it still kept happening. We know people in our community right now. We know their names, their addresses, what kind of car they drive, what their favorite football team is. We know their social security. We know their full identity. And that doesn't stop them from doing it. So cut it out. So anyways, he's making $3,000. This billionaire is making $1 billion. He's talking about how he's got to go to the dollar store and get some meat, some bologna, and a loaf of bread, you know what I'm saying, so he can just feed himself because his other money got to go towards his family or whatnot. He's down and out. He's painting the picture that he needs a job. This is how it happens. See, when we get away from these gender assignments and these gender roles, and we stop, doing all this gender politicking, which is definitely plantation politics, we start to understand that the facts is that everybody feels. Everybody gets hurt. And the people who get hurt the most are the people who do not have the resources to take care of themselves. They have to rely on other people, which makes them more likely to be abused by the people that they are dependent on. Plantation politics. Plantation politics. Enslaved people did things they did not want to do because they were dependent on who? The plantation owner, the colonizer. So this is an adjacent situation. He needs a job. So I'm setting the scene that his judgment is going to be compromised. His integrity is going to be compromised. He's going to be compromised. Anyways, to make a long story short, man, he sounded like he took one too many Hennessy shots. He's laying in the bed. Dude gets in the bed with him. Starts touching his, private parts more than once. Offering him $100,000 to strip. And this goes into some other stuff when it comes to entertainment business. This goes into the difference between transactional services and non-consensual services. When a person's in power, the lines are blurred. Some people might like, oh man, if dude just stripped, for $100,000, that's on him. Not necessarily. If he's making $3,000 and he needs to feed his family, he might not have done that if he already had $100,000. That's how power plays a role in this. That's why when people get raped, we don't call it sex. Because that's not sex. That's rape. That's non-consensual, you know what I mean? Intercourse or any kind of engagement that is predicated by one person having more power than the other. So anyways, to make a long story short, he's up there, you know what I'm saying, talking about how this has impacted him. Now, I know he's an actor. I'm going to say it again. I know he's an actor. So you can just say he was acting. Could be. However, that brother looked like he was about to cry. Now, I didn't even watch the whole thing because I was like, it was kind of triggering for me. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he did cry eventually in the video. I don't know. Or you could just be like, he was just acting. But here's the deal. I was watching this clip from a podcast, and this one brother was up there, and he was like, who I was told that he is a sexual assault victim himself. He was like, oh, I like what he said and everything, and blah, 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 whoop-de-woo. I just think it would have been good if he had said a name, because this person could still be out there abusing people and hurting people. Really. This is a part of rape culture. There is an aspect of rape culture that keeps moving the goalpost back further and further for victims. Say I come out and say, hey, I was sexually assaulted, I was raped. When? 10 years ago. Here we go. About to start moving the goalposts back. Why didn't you say nothing 10 years ago? Well, because, I was the only one who would have said something back in those days. But now there's like 20 or 30 people. Now we strong, and now, we trying to be a united force, and we trying to come at them. What y'all trying to do? Oh, man, we just trying to, get some money if we can, to pay for our grief and our damages and our harm and our hurt. Oh, so this is a money grab. Moving the goalpost back further down. So it's just a money grab, huh? Why didn't you say something 10 years ago? Now you just want to get this man when he got millions of dollars? Moving the goalpost back. Why didn't you fight him? Moving the goalpost back. You strong. I know the dude who you talking about. He little. You could have beat him up. That sound familiar? Moving the goalpost back. Moving the goalpost back. Moving the goalpost back. Moving the goalpost back. Further and further and further. I mean, it started off. It started off with like an extra point, if you know football, right? Like, because I did it. I scored a touchdown. I was courageous. I finally came out and said something. I'm trying to kick this extra point. Next thing you know, I'm trying to kick a 100-yard field goal. Because y'all keep moving the goalposts back. And what's crazy is there's something about sexual assault that makes us move the goalposts back that we don't do with other assaults. Like, for instance, if I told you I got beat up by the cops 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, man, that's messed up, man. F those pigs. You'd probably start playing NWA. I tell you I got raped. Oh, man, come on, man. Why you even beat dude's butt, bro? Why you just not saying something, Logic? This is what's happening to this brother. And this is the reason why too many men take these experiences and they say this: if I can't beat them, I'ma join them. If I can't beat them, I'ma join them. So next time they're in power, they're more than likely going to think about what happened to them. And as long as they're thinking about that, then they're thinking about an option to harm someone that is interfering with their power dynamic. I am not saying that everybody who gets raped or sexually assaulted is more likely to do the same to someone else. What I'm saying is the data actually says it goes three ways. They could be really, really, really against it. They can start doing it, or they can just be neutral. The point I'm trying to make is it's trauma, which interferes with their health, their healing, and their ability to treat people how they want to be treated. It does. We're human beings. We work off rewards and incentives and punishment. If I've been punished, and that's been drilled into me to be punished when you do certain things, and it's been normalized, when someone does it to me, I'm more likely, because of my trauma and my conditioning, to do it to them. That's the reason why when parents get disappointed or upset with their children, they don't listen, they beat their kids with a belt, and they call it whipping, because that's what the colonizer did to them. This is all plantation politics. People read Frances Cress Welsing's The ISIS Papers when she says everything in America and the world is based on white supremacy and racism. They start rolling their eyes. That's one way to look at it. And a very valid way to look at America based on statistics is that we are still operating off of plantation politics. And to this day, just like on the plantation, we talk more about the women being raped than the men. I'm not saying it's a competition, but man, didn't I just now bring that full circle? Butt breaking was a real thing, and it's still happening. We don't talk about it that much. Every time you hear a person going to prison who is a man, especially black men, and then you say, don't drop the soap, you are normalizing rape of men. It's very trivial. You're tolerating it. That's rape culture. Could you imagine if a woman was going to prison or going to anything where them being raped, you know what I'm saying, was a likelihood, and then you crack some joke, don't get raped? It's different. It's not a competition. It's just different. So I leave you with this. And in defense of my guy, Christian Keys, he's just not saying the name to us in the internet because we know the internet's undefeated. And he also knows that if he says the name, that more people are going to be satisfied knowing who it is so they can gossip about it. They're going to settle for knowing who it is because a lot of people just want to know the name, not because they want to do something, but because they want to gossip about it. You're sitting on this platform that we call the internet. You're sitting on your podcast wanting to know who sexually assaulted this man, not because you want to help this man, not because you out in the streets, in the community centers, in the schools, and in the churches, and your sports programs, educating people how to prevent sexual assault and rape, because that's where it be happening. You just want to get the scoop so you can make a meme. You just want to get the scoop so you can get your numbers up on your podcast. You just want to get the scoop so you can monetize your views. Instead, do this. Educate people on rape culture, man. Stop moving the goalposts back so people feel more comfortable talking about it. If you are a black man and you've been sexually assaulted or raped, tell somebody, some kind of way, even if that somebody is your journal. Find out ways how to tell somebody. And if someone communicates that to you, let's do the scenario again. Hey, bro, I was raped, or da-da-da-da, blah, 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 da-da. Man, that's terrible. How can I help? How can I support you? I just want you to listen. Then just do that. And then whenever you get out of that conversation, go figure out how you can help them other than just letting them vent. But it all starts when they call you and they say a little thing like, which is a big thing, man, she cheated on me. Or, my feelings was kind of hurt, man, by old girl. That's where it starts. So, anyways, it's been Seed Talk, stuff to make your seeds walk. I trust y'all enjoyed that. Make sure you guys share this. Make sure you comment. That was my plan of action right there. That is my homework. I trust you guys got it, and ladies and everybody got something out of that. Tune in for part 2, and we out.